The future of the God of War series is shrouded in uncertainty. On the one hand, Kratos' character arc in the Valhalla DLC seems to have reached a point of completion, making it difficult to imagine him embarking on new adventures as the same compassionate and introspective figure. On the other hand, the immense success of both Norse games, with 23 million copies sold for the 2018 title and 15 million for Ragnarok by November 2023, suggests that Sony and Santa Monica Studio aren't ready to abandon Kratos just yet. In an era where game development is increasingly risky, these sales figures point to a guaranteed success for the next installment. So what's the plan? Will Kratos remain the protagonist? Can we even imagine a God of War game without him in the blaze of chaos? Is a direct sequel to Ragnarok the only viable option? In this video, we will explore all the possibilities for the next God of War game and weigh the pros and cons of each scenario. Since there have been some leaks about the Greek saga remasters recently, let's start with the first possibility, a remaster. As you know, the first God of War game was released in 2005 for PS2, and the last title before the soft reboot was Ascension in 2013. Given the difficulty of accessing these titles for modern audiences, remastering the older games would be great for both old and new fans for the series. According to the leaked information, the remaster will include all the Greek saga games. Of course, this information has not been confirmed yet and it's just a rumor, but whatever the case, I hope that if we see a remaster, it will be high quality. If these remasters include improvements on the level of Modern Warfare 2 Remastered or Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, it would be truly fantastic. It's not surprising that the next God of War title could be a remake of the first game, as many of the newer generation of players have become familiar with Kratos through the Norse games. What better way to experience Kratos' dark and violent past than through remakes of the older games? However, while this potential remake is likely to be a commercial success, I have doubts as a fan about whether they can faithfully remake those games. The reason is that the older titles contain many elements that Santa Monica is unlikely to use in their remakes. If they're going to remake the Greek games with an over-the-shoulder camera without the exciting and epic platforming and remove parts of the game or add side quests to make it 30 hours long, then I for one would be against it. And I'm sure that if the remakes aren't done on a one-to-one basis, we will see changes that alter the identity of those fantastic games. However, this possibility isn't so far-fetched, and it might happen in a not-so-distant future. Another possibility is a direct sequel to God of War Ragnarok, where Santa Monica might shift the focus from Kratos to Atreus. Future God of War games could potentially star Atreus or even an entirely new character. Personally, I'm not a fan of this scenario, but it's certainly possible, especially considering that Santa Monica dedicated about a quarter of God of War Ragnarok's gameplay to Atreus. It's not unlikely that we will see him in the future games. Or perhaps Santa Monica might take Kratos to Egypt and find another reason to pit him against the gods of that land. This could be the riskiest option for Sony and Santa Monica. As I've mentioned, the series is so closely tied to Kratos and his iconic Blades of Chaos that it's difficult to imagine a game without him as a protagonist. And finally, there is a possibility of a complete reboot. This reboot could be like a remake that makes significant changes and creates its own identity. Or it could be a completely new story with a new protagonist or Kratos himself on a new journey and adventure. The idea of a full reboot, considering the current state of the series' story, isn't far-fetched. Although this could only happen if Santa Monica doesn't abandon the character of Kratos. With all that said, I think the only important thing right now is news about the future of the series that fans need to hear. There's a high chance that we will get new information about the series at the Game Awards or early next year. So what do you think? Be sure to let me know in the comments what you think about the future of the series. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos and to support the channel. Bye.